is the roadmap which I have made for one company. Like if you see, like I have helped 31 companies, and this is very, very important. And this is the kind of first step, right? Definitely you need to give proposal or everything you need to do. But what management will demand from you, they will demand the roadmap from you. What should be the roadmap? And you should be aware about what are these steps. Is it visible? Vesak, you are telling it is not visible. Please, check your, I have enlarged it. Please check your connection. Please check your connection. Please confirm me. अगर ये visible है आपको, एक बार confirm कीजिए. I think it's visible. It's totally visible. Yeah. हाँ, ठीक है. Thank you very much for confirmation. हाँ, ठीक है. So now look at this. Thank you very much for confirmation. Okay, fine. It's visible. So now you see this step by step. So if you see IATF certification here, what I have mentioned is the activity. यहाँ मैंने activity mention करी है. And here I have mentioned the updation frequently, like what frequency it should be updated. This for which company. Fortnightly, you can update this on every 15 days or 1 month, depends on the organization. And you can update this at regular interval. Why? Because you also need to report to management. आपको management को बताना होगा ना कि भाई update कर रहा हूँ. I am updating this at regular interval. So this need to be updated at regular interval. So if you see, this is planned, this is actual. That means planned. This has to be done in month of 1, and you can also put week 1, week 2 if you want, week 1, week 2, or week 3, like that. You can also put date. आप यहाँ date भी डाल सकते हैं कि भाई 20 तक होना है, 20 तक हुआ नहीं हुआ. In the, you can here write whatever month, like Jan, Feb, March. आप यहाँ पे you can put that month, okay? And here you can write, yes, actually it has been done, right? Actually it has been done as per timeline. Or if it is under progress, you can use the yellow color. If it is like delayed, you can use red color. Okay, you can do that, right? And let me tell you that I have used this. You can definitely modify this as per your own requirement, but I have used this in multiple different companies. Okay, it has been 100% perfect, 100% acceptable. But if you want to modify it, you can definitely modify it. So let's see what are these steps. So step number 1, what you will do, you will carry out the awareness session. Why do you need to carry out the awareness session of IATF? And by the way, I assume that you have already done the project study. You have already identified, like, what is my scope? Is it with design, without design? So all that thing, you have prior identified. Okay. So one thing what you did, you carry out the awareness session for your IATF or for ISO 91 for the HODs and plant. You carry out the gap analysis audit. What is the gap? Here also you will come to know what is the scope, what is the gap, what is the plan versus the actual difference. इस समय मेरा क्या status है? What's my present level and how much I need to improve? You look at your customer specific requirements. Step number 3. Step number 4, you look at, like, what is the formats? What are the different formats like? And what are the new documented processes which I have to implement? You plan that and you plan for the implementation. Step number 5, you look at the quality manual. Now, many people will tell you that first you make the quality manual, right? This is what you have read, quality manual. Then you make the SOP, then you make the format. I say, no, you do not do like that. What should be the first thing which should be made? Should you make quality manual, SOP first and then formats? This is the most people will tell you. Believe me, if you go this way, your project will be delayed and you will find very less time at the end. आपको बाद में बहुत कम time मिलने वाला है. You are going to get very, very less time at the end. So what you should do? Absolutely, Suresh. So what you should do, you should first finalize the format. You should first finalize the format. Before you finalize the SOP, yes, you should first finalize the format. And this is the practical way. This is not the bookish way. This is not through the book. If you start working on the SOP, start working on quality manual, it is going to take much time. And if you see, actually, department के लोग होते हैं, किससे काम करते हैं? They actually work with the formats. They actually don't see too much of SOP. They have the idea how certain activity is done. So वो किससे काम करते हैं? Format से काम करते हैं. So you first finalize the format. You first give the format, issue the format, and then later you work on SOP, and then later last you work on the quality manual, because quality manual is only seen by the MR people, or only certification body auditors. Otherwise, if you see, quality manual is even not referred by the software engineers. So first thing you should do is that you should identify the formats, which is very, very important. right? Okay, great. So if what you do, then definitely you finalize your procedure, right? You finalize the quality manual, and then you identify what is the context, what is the need and expectation of interested parties. So this is very, very important. You carry out the step number 7, you carry out risk analysis. Step number 8, core tool training. And it's not 100% right that you follow always this sequence. It could be little bit change. ऐसा कोई mandatory नहीं है कि आप 5, 6, 7 करने हैं, इसके 5 के बाद 6 और 7 ही आएगा. In general, you can follow this, but sometimes it can be little bit up and down. थोड़ा बहुत आप इसमें flexibility रख सकते हो. You can keep the flexibility to a certain extent. You can keep that flexibility, okay? And then you give training to people about the implementation, how implementation should be done, and then you carry out the internal audit as per the plan. Step number 11, you carry out management review. Step number 12, you have the stage 1 audit, closure of non-conformity. Step number 13, you basically, before your final audit, you basically go for the department wise final touch, final preparation, right? एक बार finally देखो क्या implement हुआ, क्या implement नहीं हुआ, कोई gap तो नहीं है, right? And that's a quick overview. Of course, after internal audit and MRM has to be done in a structured way, and then you go for step number 14, which is final stage and stage 2. So अगर आप देखें, audit is carried out in 2 stages. What are these 2 stages? Stage 1 and stage 2. So stage 1 is where they will look at certain documentation. What documentation they will look at? Stage 1, your quality manual, your procedure, your internal audit, your management review meeting, or plant site, like plant round, like they will take plant round. And what is your scope, right? Is it with design, without design? They look at this, and they will look what is your how many units are getting certified. Is it like remote location? Means that have you identified any support location, like for example your design office or warehouse or marketing extra? Have you taken that in the scope of audit or not? And in IATF, it is mandatory that you should take them in the final scope. Like in 9001, you can leave that. But what is remote location? So remote location are those sites which are supporting to main site. Let's say you have plant in Manesar, and you have warehouse in Chennai, which is supplying to TVS Motor, or you have plant in, or or design office in Pune. So can you go for manufacturing location audit alone in IATF? Can you go for manufacturing location alone in IATF? Yes, I'm asking. Yes or no? The answer is no. You cannot go for manufacturing audit location audits. In IATF, it is mandatory that you have to take all the remote location into account. You have to go for all the audits, even internal audits, even external audits. And by the way, in the external audit, the auditor will first audit the external location, your remote location, right? It is mandatory, because in IATF is not allowed. In 9001, yes, it is allowed. You can, your warehouse, your marketing office, and okay, your corporate, they can alone go for ISO 9001, but in IATF, they cannot go alone, right? It's mandatory that you have to go for that. Okay, stage 1, data scope, they will not go in depth. In stage 1, they will not go in depth, but stage 2, which should be done within 90 days, like if it is beyond 90 days, then the stage 1 will be cancelled. So within 90 days, generally people do it within 30 to 60 days. Then you go for stage 2. So stage 2 is the final audit. Stage 2 is the final audit, where they will actually go in depth, look at procedure, look at format, go to shop floor, look at the linkages, and then based on the outcome, like they will give you either major non-conformity, minor non-conformity. I'll not get into that. And then as you close that effectively, the certificate will be rewarded, right? And that will be a continuous activity. Every year they will come, right? So if you see, like first time it is called certification audit. Let me just clear. Yeah, first time it is called certification audit. Certification audit. After 1 year, it is called surveillance audit. Like what is it? It is called surveillance audit. So how many surveillance audits are there? There are 2 surveillance audits. 2 surveillance audits. One is the first year. The second year will happen in the second year. called second surveillance audit. After this cycle is completed, after this audit cycle is completed, then 3 year has been completed, right? So after 3 year, it is called certification body audit. After 3 year, what it is called? Certification body, recertification audit. Like after it is called recertification audit, right? Okay. Yes, this is very, very important, right? Okay. Chalo. So friends, if you want this, in soft, if you want this in soft, if you want this in soft, as promised, like do you think this? Yes, you can definitely use this as a Gantt chart. You can definitely, use this like, for example, put the percentage.